Oh, they're talking to each other.
Welcome, people, to part 2 of the Shadow People and the Hat Man. And we, of course, have the continuation with our lovely psychic medium, Ginger Bailey, who has a lot more going on than just being a psychic medium. So check out her website in the description box below. We got Erik again helping us answer these questions
Yep.
because it's too dangerous for us to personally communicate with these entities, I think.
Yes. Yes.
Next question: does what paranormal entities you see depend on your own personal vibration and or belief? Example: if 3 people are looking at a window and all see something paranormal, but one person sees a lady in white, one sees a man with a hat, and the third sees a shadow person, is that because of their own vibration as to what? Hang on. What they see, or is the entity projecting themselves in 3 different ways? I would never have thought of that question. That's cool.
That's a good question.
Mhm.
What is it, Erik? He says it could be both ways. He says it could be both ways.
Okay.
If it's going to be an individual, like exact different, like they're not exact different. That those two words don't go together, do they? So they're going to be like have a shape. Okay, they're going to have these like distinctive different shapes. Most of the time, it's them doing it, the shadow people.
Okay.
But there are perceptions on how you're going to see it sometimes different. So, but it's more so them, Erik said, that are
Okay.
doing that.
Do shadow people hide in walls of buildings? If so, why?
They don't really hide. So they can appear and disappear, on within seconds because it's their frequency they're changing for
Yeah.
us to see and not see. So they're not really like hiding or just hanging out waiting for someone to come around the corner so they can go boo. They they're just existing in their own realm,
Right.
their own plane.
So they phase
And
in and out. They don't like
right,
get into
right,
the
right,
mortar, bricks and mortar of the wall or whatever. It's just like
yeah,
they slip in and out of dimensions just by changing their frequency, just like
right,
Bigfoot does, correct? Or not?
right. Yes, right.
Okay.
They just change their frequency and it's all around us. Like, how, yeah, I mean, this, like the radio waves, there's spiritual waves, there's sound waves, and if you change that frequency, it's going to change how you perceive it. And
Okay.
so they just change it.
When asking Erik, can you make it clear to distinguish between physical beings on Earth with flesh and blood and transdimensional entities? Here are some questions, sub questions. Why do some people end up seeing shadow people and such, and not others?
So that has to do with frequency again. So,
Okay.
like earlier when we were talking about how you can't really be mean to somebody who's nice, it's kind of
Yeah.
hard, or you don't want to be around, if you're an angry, hateful person, you're going to be around people that will get something out of it,
Yeah.
because it's hard to be like that if you're around people who are happy and joyful all the time. Well, it's the same thing with them. They feed on the lower level emotions. So they're not going to hang around you, you know.
Okay.
So this is why more people that are okay, so he's saying that there are some that may be like a happy-go-lucky and see something, but there's another reason behind that.
Oh,
Okay, it's usually just to like for instance, like I seen the orb of Erik, right? And that's what
yeah.
like made me think that this what started all this with me.
Hmm.
So it's kind of like a wake up in a way. Like
Okay.
there's other things out there on other realms besides us. It's
Yeah.
kind of
For
that
you to
kind of
make that realization that we are not
right,
alone. Okay, cool.
right, right. But then, most of the time, the ones who see him more often and on a constant will usually be those who they're drawn to.
Okay.
So,
Is the Hat Man a cryptid? That's like Bigfoot. I'm not sure. I guess I'll have to look up that definition. Or a visiting interdimensional being. And while you talk, I'm going to look it up. What is a cryptid? Okay.
so what is a cryptid?
Well, it says an animal such as Sasquatch or the Loch Ness monster.
Because Erik said no to
But
that.
okay.
Yeah.
Contrary
He
to
said no
popular
to that.
belief, cryptids don't have to be supernatural, mythical, or even all that strange. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, he's saying that it's not that, it's just it is earthbound, like a earthbound
But interdimensional, it can come
spiritual.
and go, right?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. But it's not like another being. Even
Ah,
though there are
got it.
shadow people that are other beings, the
Mhm.
the hat man Eric says isn't.
Okay.
This is an actual earthbound.
Interesting. Are there different types of dog man? We did a whole thing on dog man. Cool.
So he says yes to that. He says yes to that. A lot of the things that are brought up, some things can be exaggerated, especially with Hollywood shows, you know. They can
Yeah.
be exaggerated. People's imaginations can exaggerate some of the details, but there are all the different mythical things. Most of the time, most of them are
Okay.
real. Yeah.
Are they used as a weapon by any bureau or the military? Dog man? Dog men?
No, this is an individual thing that has its own um
Okay.
what do you call it? Its
Independence.
own, yeah, its
Autonomy.
independence and its own like decision making. Yeah.
Is there any chance to see cryptids in Scandinavia? Like a Sasquatch or
Yeah, that's
abominable
yes.
snake?
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, like
absolutely.
what? What kinds?
Yeah. A
Cryptids?
lot of Bigfoots. You know,
Yeti, I guess
they're
that would
called, yeah,
call
they're
it
called
different
something
things.
different.
Yeah.
Yep, they're called something different. Yeti. Yeah, Yeti, I guess, is the one there. You're
Okay.
right. So yeah, there are. There's other things too.
Tell
I
them they
mean,
make
there's
great coolers for beer. Those
yeah.
Yeti. I love it. And this is the Yeti.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm,
Those are good. Those are nice. Nice
they
cups.
work.
Yeah.
All right. Does any cryptid like Bigfoot, Dogman, Skinwalker, or Vindigo types, never heard of the last one, kill humans or corrupt them physically?
So what he's telling me is that those don't, not physically, okay? There are, however, like a very low, and we'll call it demonic, I guess, that can actually physically affect you. Now it's still a vibrational thing because they're not physical, but
Right.
they can affect like vibration to make bruises or scratches and things like
Mm.
that.
They've done that
Okay.
to me in the
Yeah.
theater field before I really
Right.
learned how to totally protect myself. I had black eyes and they would grab
Right.
me,
Yeah.
they scratch my face. It was awful. But at that time we were digging up the old patio.
Oh, I
It
remember
must have
that.
been an ancient burial ground or something there.
Yeah.
So I had to water.
Anytime anything's moved or
Yeah,
redone, or it usually will affect
yeah,
things that are paranormal. But the other things that you mentioned, unless they have that stronger, lower, there's more strength behind it, like the demonic, there's more strength behind that. Almost
yeah,
like okay, that makes sense. He says like angels are stronger.
yeah,
Demonic is like a lower level angel.
yeah.
So he's saying that they're a little bit stronger and have a little bit
Same
more.
counterpart part.
Right, right.
On the other end. What cryptids can be dangerous towards humans physically? Cryptids, not shadow people.
Yeah. He's saying that God, there's just too many. There's too many to name, but he's
Oh, so
saying
a
that
bunch of them, huh?
yeah, he's saying that there are, most of the time they're not they're going to go, they're going to hide. They're not. So most of the time, even though they have that ability to do it, they're not going to, unless you corner something, but usually it's just going to phase out, he said. Like
Yeah.
it's just going to phase. It's not going to hurt you. So even though they have the ability to do it, they're not going to.
All right.
They're
So
not
that's
going
why
to
they
do
call
it.
it cryptids. So they're not
Okay.
here to feed on fear so much as the shadow people are.
No, no,
Yeah,
no. They're just
okay.
passing through or
Nothing to
visiting.
see
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
If I get
yeah.
back to the regular, look busy. Jesus is coming. All right. The cryptid is coming.
Right?
Are shadow people actually in shadow form, or are they referred to as shadow people because they don't have a soul? Do they have a soul?
Yeah, they have a soul. They do have a
Okay.
soul. Um,
I think
it's
it's just
just a
the
it's a
vibration they're
lost
in,
soul. Yeah, it's
but
a
they're not.
lost soul. And they're vibrating that. They're vibrating that. That's the vibration they're at, you know. Have
Mm.
you ever seen, oh, that's interesting. So have you ever seen, and I'm sure you have, like where they do that sound, like the vibration, like the ohm, and what
Yeah,
it does
right.
to like water or sand or whatever.
Yes.
So the vibration will make the shape. That vibration they're at makes that shape. Is how Eric's showing me.
Cool.
Yeah, is what he's saying.
Interesting. And they're not
Okay, yeah.
totally in the 3D world where you can see my iPhone case or whatever. They're
Right.
probably
It's yeah,
barely
I
in.
mean, your eyes are picking up on it, just like you would be able to see, like if we could see certain vibrations, we'd probably see all kinds of stuff around us we don't want to see,
Yeah.
you
Ooh,
know.
okay.
And it doesn't mean to be scared. I mean, I don't
No,
want to
no,
be like
no. It's just
scary, but
not used
still
to it.
things,
Right.
yeah, exactly. You're not used to them.
Would I be able, this person, to witness a shadow person in the third dimension? That's where we are, right? Yeah. I mean, there are accounts. Aren't we in the 3D?
I think so. The third
All right. So,
dimension,
yeah,
that's what we are.
that's why we're having this
Um,
topic. At
yeah,
least people have
yeah,
seen them. All
yeah,
right. We'll go to the
yep.
next one. Did the Hat Man begin to exist because of teens thinking of the entity and therefore giving it life? What many people would consider conjuring up to take form. We talked
Um,
about the collective partly. Yeah.
You know what? I don't mean to do this, but Eric is going back to that one that you said before, Lisa. I'm sorry.
Oh,
He's
yeah. Okay.
talking, yeah, he's saying that I think this person is talking about like if they astro travel, I think. Will they be
Oh,
able to?
okay.
I'm wondering if that's how Eric is saying it
Oh,
anyway.
I gotcha.
It's not, but he's saying yes, you would be able to see this in astro traveling. Probably, he says not so much in a shadow though. It would be a different vibration, is what he said.
So if you
Yeah.
want to, if you do astral travel, if you want to learn how to do it, can you protect yourself so you don't see these some of these scary things?
Yes, absolutely. You can.
See it
Yeah.
with
Just
intention?
like, yeah, just intention, just like, we do when we protect ourselves to do healings or readings, So yeah.
I don't want to learn it. And there's no freaking flyer miles, so forget about it.
Yeah, I don't want to do
Yeah.
it either.
All right. What
Okay.
about? Oh yeah. Oh,
What
back to the
what was it?
team.
What was it again? I'm sorry. He was talking to me while you're reading
Sorry
that.
about that. Did I
You
should
go.
have given more of a chance? Did the Hat Man begin to exist because teens were thinking of the entity, conjuring it up into life, into a part, into form?
No, no, it was these things have been around thousands of years.
Oh,
These are old earthbound. It's not like Uncle Joe that just passed away last month or
yeah.
something. This is like long time, he says.
Even
Very
before they
old.
had hats, the cavemen,
Yeah.
you didn't see them with hats. Sometimes they're bowler hats, sometimes they're top hats.
Yeah.
All right, what about
The
shadow?
Hat Man's been around, but I think the shape came in when the collective started
Yeah,
creating it in a way,
yeah, and
seeing it.
when
So
there was
yeah,
such thing as hats, basically.
yeah.
What about the shadow? What about shadow animals? Because I believe I've seen them at two different times. Maybe they're
So this is just animals,
mm,
vibration being at that, like they're vibrating like that. So a vibration doesn't necessarily have to be like they're vibrating at a mean one or vibrating
yeah,
at a happy one. It can also be like we were talking about, like the vibration that changes shapes, you know.
right.
So the animals that you see in shadow, sometimes he just said sometimes it could be a shadow person. But again, pay attention to how it makes you feel because you'll
Mm.
know the difference. But also you can like have a shadow of an animal or something that's just, coming through and its vibrations changed a little bit and you see it.
Or an
Yeah.
animal companion that passed on.
Right,
I've seen a couple of
right,
dogs as shadows in the
right.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I've actually felt my bed move of my dog jumping on the bed,
Yes, I
ones that
remember.
I've,
Oh
yeah,
wow,
yeah, yeah.
that's crazy. I felt one rubbing against my leg. Anyway, recently
Yeah.
I
Yep.
saw a shadow man with the top hat on. I would love to ask Eric, is that what I saw, or was it my imagination? It didn't scare me, just caught me off guard. She's willing to give her name, Cindy Fitzgerald.
He said yes. He said yes. Um, and he just wants to say again that don't think because you see these things that you have some low energy or
Mm,
hateful energy because we say that's what they're drawn to. Um, this would be something like you would know if it's you, normal, like, or not normal, I don't want to use that word. A person who, is more happy and, up can still see it.
mm.
Okay. It's just not, it just happens. It's not like it's drawn to you. You may
Okay.
see it, but it's not going to affect you. He just said it won't affect you as much. You'll just like it'll be over and done with. So you
He
can
said you
see these
got put the
things.
wrong destination as GPS. Oops. I want
Yeah,
to
right, right. And sometimes
anyhow.
again, remember there's reasons. Sometimes like you could
Yeah.
see something because it's to make you aware that there's
Aware
more
that
than
there's
just,
more
yeah,
the what's going on than what your senses can perceive.
right.
All right. Would there be any reason for somebody to want to see a hat man or any kind of shadow person?
Yes. There are people that do, especially the paranormal, like
Investigators?
people that, yeah, the investigators want to get evidence.
Hmm.
So they'll go out looking for it.
Are there any
Um,
benefits to it besides just wow, I could put this on TV, make a TV show? Are there any
no,
benefits to have?
just knowing, just, and some people have, he also
Okay.
said that there are some people that have like an adrenaline addiction or something, and then they like being
Oh,
scared, so they'll go to scary
yeah.
places that they think they're going to see something. Be careful with that
Okay.
though, he said, be
Mm,
careful with that. Sometimes you get what you
really?
asked for and it's not really what you thought it was going to be.
Yeah. How long has Hat Man been manifesting itself to human beings? So as long as human beings have existed, since we are
Yes.
like, much about.
Mhm.
Is Hat Man showing himself to more people now than any time in history? Or are people just more aware that there's more
People are
going
feeling,
on?
yeah, some people are more aware, like there's more people like waking up, more people coming into their like and realizing they have these spiritual like gifts and abilities because everyone has them. It's just that,
Yeah.
they're starting to understand it more. It's more mainstream.
Hmm.
Also, people feel more comfortable. People have been seeing them just as much. Some just weren't comfortable talking about it
Yeah, the
because they
thing
think you're crazy,
yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I think we already covered most of this. Sleep paralysis, is it clinical, is it spiritual? And why is there always a shadow person involved? I've had sleep paralysis where there's not a shadow person. But
Yeah.
anyway, in this case,
I
it's a
have two.
male.
Huh?
In this case, the shadow person was a male while he or she was having sleep paralysis. So
They're just feeding on, they're just trying, it's like that's their opportunity. He said it like that. He said it's an opportunity. They see this opportunity, they're going to take it to uh like you don't have control in a way, so it's like you're
yeah,
vulnerable. Okay, thank you, I can't think of that word. Vulnerable, you're more vulnerable, so they take that opportunity, and that's why you see them
yeah.
more with that.
So sleep paralysis, you know, I believe that you always are paralyzed at some point in your sleep, or almost always, but you're just aware of it because you have some sort of consciousness that you
Yeah,
ordinarily wouldn't. Now, sometimes people chirp, like you know what that is, and sometimes they will combine it with a dream while they're falling off a building, and then boom,
right.
that is the reticular activating system shutting down or shutting down during sleep. So, and it causes that muscular activity.
Yeah, yeah, there's something in the brain, he's saying in the mind that there's like you're never disconnected from your spirit, right? But there's still like a mental disconnection kind of thing,
Yeah,
right? But there's a physical thing that goes on in the body, whether you're going to see something or not. Like, say someone's really tired or really stressed out or a lot of trauma, something like that.
yeah,
And it is a chemical reaction in the brain to where,
yeah.
because he said, Elisa, he said, you're right. You are paralyzed, like in the deep sleep, the REM, the very deep sleep,
Mm.
your body is like paralyzed.
Right.
Same thing, the mind's doing the same thing as it would, like they've done studies on this, that it does when somebody's like your body doesn't have any, the what is it, the peripheral nervous system is
Yeah,
kind of shut
yeah.
down. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
Let's make this the last question because it's kind of interesting. I've had people that told me that they've had these dark things that bind them to their bed and have sex with them. Is that true?
there are some that entities out there that what are those called? There's a name for it, but they do that. This does happen, and it's not like they're really physically having sex because they don't have a physical body,
Right.
but it's an energetic feeling. Like they can
Okay.
make you feel,
Like
you know,
somebody's having sex with you.
yeah, you can. They can feel
Where are the
you,
flowers? Where's the
right?
cigarette?
Dinner. Yeah, where's my
Dinner,
dinner?
yeah, dinner in the first place.
Right,
So
right.
are they more
Yeah.
like
So
negative entities or demons or
not demons, not demons. It's more like the earthbound type, negative
okay.
entity type. Which shadow people and earthbounds, you know, are, I mean, shadow people and negative entities, a lot of them are earthbounds, but a
Okay.
lot of them, you know, the negative entities also are, I mean, it's all a mix. There's so many different things that they could be
Yeah.
too, because we have other planets, other beings, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
of things that are on the other side that are in the astral plane.
Okay.
So
This was fascinating. You guys hit the notification bell. You don't want to miss part 3. And yeah, it's thank you, Ginger. Check her out in the links below and really look over her site. And thank you, Eric. I love you so much. And I want to thank my peeps for coming up with such awesome questions. I couldn't do that.
yeah,
So
Eric says, I love you, Mom. And he's just telling everybody he loves them. He loves everybody. I love
oh,
you all, he says.
he does. Bye, everyone.
Bye.